Today I'll be reviewing the Campfire Audio Polaris. I have been using them for over 2 weeks now on my commute to work and at home with my desk setup. Starting off with the build quality, it's a solid feel in the hands. I like how it's made out of metal. You can easily see the left and right on both earpieces. On the cable, there is one red dot and one blue dot for the left and right. The cable is quite strong. For the ear guides, there is memory wire inside the clear plastic. I find it does not shape to my ear well. I would like to have seen a more slimmer ear guide. If you look at the Westone in-ears, on their cable all they did was put heat shrink tubing to make their ear guides. For the fit, I find that the 3D printed nozzle to be too large. I see why they did it because there is 2 different chambers. Would like to have the nozzle overall smaller if they could. If I don't get the right insert, it does get painful after some time. Moving on to the sound quality, I love the way the bass extension is. At times it can be too much, but for the most part it is enjoyable. Will hit hard and give subwoofer-like bass. Great with pop music, listening to Katy, Parry, Swish Swish sounds fantastic. You get the right amount of low end and vocals come in clear. I love jazz with them as well. The treble is great. Listening to Take 5 from Dave Brubeck, everything sounds in the right place. Nice weight to the piano. You can clearly hear the drums and cymbals. Overall, very satisfying. Moving on to the different components that I used to test these. Here's where it got interesting for me. The Polaris brings out the best or worst in your amplifier or digital audio player. Comparing to the other devices, the best pairing that I found was the X7 Gen 2, bringing out the best in these headphones. From the other players that I've used, the X5 first gen delivered too much bass and sounds thin. Moving on to the X5 Gen 3, it made it sound boring and you'd want to turn it up, but you got no improvement at all. Using the Shanling M1, it underpowered them. If I turned it up, you can clearly feel or hear that it was struggling to power them. Using the Woo Audio WA7 first gen, it added some tube sound to them. I feel like it improved the bass a bit and it gave a little bit more clarity in the vocals. Comparing the Polaris to the Westone UM Pro 20s, I find on the Westone, the bass is deeper in the upper bass region. I find the vocals to be not as clear, more muffled, but still good. They sound more distant than on the Polaris. The treble is good, but does get drowned out a bit by the rest on the Westone. I think with the dual chamber design, there's not much bleed over in the frequencies on the Polaris compared to the Westone. They both have good bass, but I feel that the Polaris reaches a lot lower. Listening to Take 5, the treble is not as detailed or clean on the Westone compared to the Polaris. Would I recommend the Campfire Audio Polaris? Yes, I would. But I highly recommend you try them out before making a purchase. I feel if they are a little overpriced. The build is high quality and the cable is nice, but for the sound quality to price, I feel it is too high. The Polaris is a more fun sounding headphone. I would say it does have a V-shaped sound signature. If you got a device that makes vocals sound far away, then these are not for you. Thank you for watching my review on the Campfire Audio Polaris in-ear headphones.